time. Party low. It's part of me.
Every day I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
All the time.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
Party low.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
It's part of me.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle. Every day I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
All the time.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
Party low.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
It's part of me.
Hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle. Every day I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle, I hustle.
All the time.
Hustle.
What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's well. Welcome to Toxic Hustle. Welcome to Hustle Up. Let me get my chat in order. All right, got that. I can see my chat. All right, let's put this screen up here, and I can close this out. No, don't need that. Don't need that. I think we're good. All right. So what's up, everyone? I hope all is well. What I wanted to do was give an update as to what's going down in the world today of AI, as well as what's been going on with us and what's coming, what's about to come down the pipe, what we're rolling out, what I've been working on. So this is basically an update video, as well as we are going to talk about some of the research we've been doing for the last 2 weeks and what changes have had to be, which have had to be made that allows us to be ready for AI agents and the AI agents course, which you get as a part of the ChatGPT prompt course. So as part of the prompt course, you get the ChatGPT prompt library, which we're going to be discussing because there's upgrades coming to that. We'll also have the image library, so your image prompts, your business image prompts, and that is going to be coming. And then the last thing is AI agents. I'm pretty much 2 steps ahead of you now. So I've done the images first. So we made a whole business of that, did that for almost a year. Then we've been focusing on the business prompts for the last year and change. And now we're working on AI agents and rolling out AI agents for clients. So what we're going to be teaching is what we're doing, and how we've optimized it for business is what I'm going to be showing in the course, as well as there'll be some things that, of course, I'm giving away for free, but I'm not casting everything out to everyone. Because again, if I'm using this, why would I? Oh, like, people ask this question on a regular basis to other people, and I feel the same way. If this is so good, why am I giving it away for free? And why am I giving it to everybody? See, I'm not giving it to everybody. I'm giving part of the game to some people, and I'm giving some of the stuff to people that are willing and are investing in their future, of course. But we kept the prices low because right now you only have one module. Soon as we start adding the other modules, the prices are going to go up. The end game is that this is going to be a $79 course. At the end, it's going to be a $79 course, and then it will lead into the next one, which will be the full-scale AI agent course. So you'll have an introduction to it, and then there'll be a full-blown course, but that'll be separate, and that's going to be business grade, where all the stuff that we're doing now will be a part of that course. So until we get there, that's what until we get there, we're building out everything for this course. You're going to have 3 modules, potentially 4. But again, I will talk about that in a second. I am rambling. So let's get into it. So what has been going on? A lot, man. A lot. First, validation. What I've been working on for the last 10 years. I haven't had my mentor actually be interested in the work. Now, he's interested in my work for web development or some graphic design or some designing of PowerPoint presentations. But when it came to AI for the last 2 years, it's been hell no. That shit's crap. It's a bunch of hype. None of it's real. It's all fake. Peace, J God. It's all fake. Nothing to see here. So me personally, I didn't take offense because I understood where he was coming from. He was coming from a place that, look, this AI thing sounds cute on paper and there's a bunch of money going to it. That's still cute on paper. But the real thing is there is no business use case for this. Now, up until last year, I'd say probably closer to fall, I had already begun showing him that, hey, I made a music video with this. Hey, I designed 2 commercials with this. Hey, business commercials with this. So, hey, this thing kind of looks real. This thing kind of looks like it has legs. Now, when I said I've gotten some validation, it's because over the since I would say the first week of January, probably the second week of January, my mentor came back to me and was like, yo, that AI thing you were doing, I think it's kind of interesting. And I want you to explain it to me more. So I broke it down to him. Same thing I've talked about in all the videos leading up. So if you go back to toxic thoughts, you go back to tragic thoughts, right? If you go to tragic thoughts, you go to toxic thoughts, you're pretty much getting if you go to crypto plunder and you go to toxic thoughts, crypto plunder to toxic thoughts, you're going to see a change. You're going to see, hey, he's pivoting away from crypto. He's pivoting into this tech. He's talking about automation, because I was already doing automation before all that. Prior to circa 2017 of me getting into crypto, I was already doing automation. It just wasn't attached to any AI. It was just process automation. Do a bunch of work, offload change a bunch of file names, upload a bunch of files to a server, move files from one server to another, take this Excel spreadsheet and all this other data from all over these other places, and I want you to come up with a way for me to have a catalog I can hand to a client so I can get sales. That's the level of the work I was doing. Again, this is circa 2014, 2013. Right? That's back then. Then as I got back to Georgia and I was doing automation, it was one-offs things. Hey, since you can do this automation thing, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Now, what happens as we now begin to add artificial intelligence to it? And what does that workload look like in the future? These are the things we haven't even crossed over yet. We've glossed over the fact that work as we know it ain't gonna be same no more. like straight up Superfly Jimmy Snooker elbow off the top rope type beats. With you standing there, straight up, boom, elbow to the damn head. That is the level of change that's coming that nobody's getting. And I'm only figuring it out as he came back to me again, the second week of January, but the very next week came back and told me, hey, I've got clients that are interested. I think I can sell this thing. This is enterprise level. So what we're talking about is the signal that I've gotten over the last few weeks was why I had gone silent again. My apologies. But why I had gone silent again is, again, validation from my mentor who was not interested in AI has come back to me with a floodgate of enterprise level business owners who are like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on over there? What's that? How is he getting work done? This is what this is what I'm beginning to prepare you for and what I want to show you. So let's begin in what's been going on the coding end, right? So if you follow me on my Twitter account, you'll see I put little notes out, and I'll put them there so that I have a bookmark so I can come back to it until I get my system, which I'll talk about in a minute. My bookmark system, my actual media system is in play, and I'm going to show you that and what I'm doing with that and how, again, productivity for 2025 is important, and I don't think people take that to heart. How do you become productive? How can you be productive enough for multiple clientele? Like when I tell you I'm starting a media business and I'm going to show y'all from the ground up what it looks like in this new media age, you got to start it from actual practicality, which is in practicum, I need some type of formulaic way to get content done from rooter to zooter. From the rooter to the tutor, I've got to get it done. But the only way I can get it done, and the fastest amount of way for me to get it done, is to have some type of system to be able to accomplish that. And having it in the cloud and having it in multiple machines and multiple systems, I've been jumping around from multiple task management and project management and all these other systems to the point where now I've tested them and they all kind of suck donkey balls. So what I've been doing is coming up with my own way to be able to present the content and get things in front of people as fast as possible. And that's what I've been building out the last few weeks. So I want to start talking about some of that raw now. So if I go into here, one of the things I've been looking at is this one right here is one of the top pieces of software out on the market right now. It's Cursor. And if you haven't heard about this software, you're going to hear a lot about it. Now, again, you can see that it's pricing. So the minute you see up there it's pricing, it's $20 a month, unlimited completions for fast premium requests, and you got unlimited slow requests, and you've got 1001 mini uses per day. So you can attach, if I'm not mistaken, which I will be testing when I get into programming side, which we will be getting into. So if we go into the features, what you have here is a full-blown system that can write its own code. Write full web pages, full applications, full stack. I don't think people understand what's right around the corner. So this software, I've got my eye on, but between time, let me open up my other software. There's also another piece of software I'm currently watching while I wait for that to load. I don't know why I closed it. Give me 1 second. It's about to open up right now. Give me one moment. Here it is. And then where is it? It's Discover, right? Yeah. Okay. So underneath here, So next phase of the things that I'll be working on and getting in, and what I'll also be adding to training modules in the future, and free ones that are going to be on the YouTube channel, because not everything's going into a course. There's going to be things that are going to be released, like where I throw out like, hey, here's some fast paced stuff to get you into the door, and those are going to be free. And the ones where you want to, you want a step by step, or at least a more well thought out overview of how we're doing something, that's going to be a course. But for the most part, we're going to have one shots where we just kind of like do something, show you what we're using, how we use it. Those are going to be free. You can just go out and do your own investigations and do your own work. But I'm going to tell you the things in Pinocchio that I'm really interested in. One, Bolt DIY is actually another company called, go here, let me go here, Bolt, I think it's .new. Yes. So this Bolt.new is pretty much the open source version of that. So if you see right here, here's the Bolt files. This is the one that's the paid version. So you actually sign in. You don't see that this is a paid version, but it is a paid version. So these softwares are being released, and all of them are beginning to do the same thing, and that is you set up a bunch of agents to build out the requirements for a piece of software, and then code from the requirements of that piece of software. So you go from idea, you get requirements, and then from requirements, you build a piece of software. So that's the 3-step phases. Now, it's a lot more complicated than that, because if you don't know how to code and you need to code a whole entire application, and that includes setting up maybe your development environment on your own PC laptop, then of course there's some roadblocks to that. But some of these pieces of software, they build that for you as well. We'll be going into some of them, not all of them, as I need more tools that I'm going to be building out for myself, which I've already been building out. I need to build more and get more to the forefront. So that's what's coming. Next is going to be looking at Cursor and looking at these pieces of software like Bolt or Cursor or any of them, latch a DeepSeek or one of these other things to it. And if you have a programmer that can basically work all night working on something, you can have code written for you maybe by the morning. That's crazy. So let's see what else we got. One of the language models, now this happens, I don't know what week we in right now, because if you can see, this was February 6th, so that was just last week. These numbers are probably changed now. But as you can see, what I said was, it said DeepSeek was tested and ranked 10th. So in other words, the DeepSeek that all these people are raving about isn't really doing what it needs to do. And I showed a video where I was messing around with DeepSeek. It's not as great as everybody's hyping it up, unless you're paying them for the model that's in China. So if you're on the cloud server and you're messing with DeepSeek on the server, giving them your data directly, then yeah, you're getting good service there, and actually they're making it easy for you there. But if you're dealing with the models that's on your computer, the one I found that has worked well on at least a 16 gigabyte VRAM with a video card will be DeepSeek version 8B. The 8 billion parameter over the 7 billion parameter. I had way better one shots with the 8 billion parameter than I did. And that now can be a model on your desktop. In fact, the 8 billion parameter beat out the 14 billion parameter on my tests. So for me, just testing one shot in code, the 8 billion parameter was able to one-shot smaller pieces of code than the 14 billion parameter to DeepSeek. Just something to think about if you're looking at it. But again, the hype is hype. A lot of it is it's nice. I still do more work in ChatGPT because it's functional while I wait for a lot of the open source stuff to grow up. So right now, when you're dealing with OpenAI's algorithms, if you're dealing with any of the O models, so O1, O3, you're looking at a collegiate level generalized graduate. I'll say that again. If you're looking at O1 or O3 from ChatGPT, you're looking at mind state. You're looking at a graduate, somebody who just graduated college, who is generalized, which is mostly what you get in general, right? Yes, they've got people like, oh, my major is da, 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 da. I don't care what major you have. Even if you had a major in graphic design, you had graphic design, it was generalized. Because when you get into the field and you actually have to do the work, you're not even using the tools that we're actually using in the field. That's fact, though. So that's what you get when you deal with the O models. You got a good college student coming out of the field that you need to add your knowledge base for what work you need to get done, hence the prompts and or the library of knowledge you feed them. AI agents, you'll learn that in the intro to AI agents, but I want to have you start thinking about how do you begin to get these models to do work for you? Because that is the premise of everything that I'm working towards. Because I'm telling you now, the landscape of what my mentor has figured out on his own, like the money I said that I think the industry was worth, jumped the hell up with the amount, especially the stuff that's going on in the Oval Office right now, with the fact that they're using artificial intelligence and finding all the fraud. You're going to see companies sit there. This is a virtue signal. Let me say this real loud, especially for the people in the back. You don't understand the firings. This is the next phase of layoffs. They don't want to say layoffs to scare the entire world. They're not going to say layoffs. We're going to do layoffs. No. Now we're going to do corruption. So now when you're fired, that's different. We're going to run charges on you. Nobody be scared because that's not the economy's bad. That's not AI taking your job, even though AI kind of just took your job. Not took it, but got you out of it. Big difference, Playboy. Big difference. That's where we're at right now. So when you're dealing with the models that's on your desktop, you're not dealing with college. You're dealing with something subset of college. You're looking at high school. You're really looking like your AI model is like a high school teenage girl who will work with you kind of on sporadic occasions to get things done, but you've got to let her go because she got dumped by her boyfriend and now can't remember any of the work she needs to do because she's too sad to do that right now. She's just not going to get it done, and everything that you get is going to be wrong. So you're going to have to go do it your damn self someplace else with another damn AI. That's most of these models that can work on our computers that is less than 24 gigabytes and below. At least from my research, for the last, heavily the last 3 months. And even since the last video I did, it's been like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock nights. So these models are going to keep changing, but if you're doing business, I'm not doing anything less than O3 mini. And or you can still use Bitcoin. You can still use ChatGPT 4.0 to be able to do generalized work. That's what we're looking at. Let's see. What I'm noticing now on my timeline is people saying things like this: AI agent what she's looking for. I want an AI agent to underwrite mortgage or even do partially underwritten pre-approval in less than 24 hours. It's a business-to-business play, selling into existing lenders. Someone build this, will fund. This is one of these founders out here that now that they're starting to understand it, they don't want to do the work. They never did. Same thing as a developer, major developer. He's coding his own thing or working on his own little small projects. He's got a bigger one in mind. He's willing to fund it while he's working on something over here. We're seeing the same ish that happened at Web 2.0, that happened in web, that happened at internet, that happened at computers being in the home, that happened at a Palm Pilot being in your hand. Same. Nothing seemingly has changed. The only difference is the jobs that are being released onto the public are temporary. So even this job has a shelf life. Even this business model will have a shelf life. Hence why 2025 is the agentic year. This is the year to get started. So owners are talking about that. So that's why I put my hands like this, because now I know we're in motion. Next thing I found was, you won't believe that I just discovered. I created an AI agent that builds full websites, games, and tools on autopilot. That's GitHub's Copilot. That's what this is. So GitHub's Copilot is evidently running. This was from 17 hours ago. I just saw it. I think I just posted it today. Is this today's? 6 hours ago. Yeah. So evidently GitHub Copilot is free. Free. So of course, you know, Microsoft owns GitHub. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. So we already know that since Microsoft owns that, and Microsoft put money into OpenAI, and Microsoft has the infrastructure for all that OpenAI code, now they're making GitHub Copilot come out. Why? Because of all those robots I just showed you. I just showed you Cursor. I just showed you Bolt.new. I just showed you the Bolt that's open source that I have on that I'm going to install on my computer this week to get ready to run my hackathon this weekend, because I'm going to start getting some of these agents in play, preparing myself for the course when I launch it for y'all on the for those of you that have already purchased the ChatGPT prompt lab. You're getting 3 more modules with it, and you're getting an upgraded portion to the website. So again, this more software available for you to be able to write and begin to create your own websites and or apps. This is not going to be the era of somebody programming something or making something for you. I've been telling you something over and over. In the Internet of Things, machines make money, not people. So it's how many machines do you have out doing transactions? I.e., that's what this crypto thing is. It is a bunch of machines doing transactions. Half of them ain't doing shit. More than half. 99% of them ain't doing shit. And this is somebody who's in crypto. Don't get it twisted. I'm not a crypto hater. I just think that if you have Bitcoin, you have the use case of sending money from one person to another. If you have Ethereum, you have a use case of being able to write code on the chain and have it execute and run. Okay. Now, what is the other use cases? More stuff on the chain and cheaper? Yes. Hosting space on the chain that's cheaper than me going to Amazon Web Services? Yes. And if we can't fucking do that, then there's no money in there. There's no business use case. There's hyperbole. as MG would say, there's cute and clamorousness, but there's no business use case. That math ain't mathin'. So my position is, yes, while it's good to know who you are, it's better to understand how you used to work, because what you lost was functionality. You don't function as a Moor no more. That's the problem. You got ripped away from your culture of hustling. We had to hustle the lower denominator stuff. But now we're hitmen on open markets again. Go team. So in this future market, more and more people will create products. And those products will be attached to financial instruments, and we'll be seeing new forms of business that are running augmented. We're not going to have decentralized autonomous organizations out the door. So this afternoon I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, it's going to be more augmented. Augmented, automated, or augmented autonomous organizations. Because it can't be decentralized because it's too expensive right now. Not decentralized in the way we know it. The internet's already decentralized. We already got a decentralized platform. The internet's decentralized. You have an IP. You launch it anywhere. I can log into your IP if you give me your access to your ports. Open waters. But we're not using it that way. We've closed off the ports. Everybody's ports are closed, except for those who have a server that have a website domain that's open ports, 8080. So again, one of the things we'll be building into later in the year is more programming with AI. As we're doing it, of course, we'll share it with you. So now that leads us to today's talk on the future of ToxicLabs, based off of what we just talked about. This is important, so I wanted to make sure I thought out my notes early, and also talk to you about growing pains as a company. So phase one, this is where we are at, right? So some of you, again, thank you for your purchase. You've got your ChatGPT prompts. I want to get you here. I want to get you to AI agents. Now, I have to do this logistically. I have to do this in an organized way. I can't jump here, because if we can't get this right, then none of this other stuff is going to really work, because you do need images in business. You've got to be able to create marketing campaigns for yourself, if not for other clients. You've got to be able to take those images and be able to iterate over them to give the client what they want. And you can't give them a brand new image every single time. So what we're going to be doing here is talking about workflows for being able to create images and iterate off of them. In other words, your AI is not going to just spit crazy-ish every single time you hit pulling it like a pause, like a slot machine. That's what AI for the most part's been, is a slot machine. AI images at least, right? Hey, I want an image. Let me throw this prompt in, pull the lever, boom, I get an image. Well, I don't really like that image. I got 4 images. Yay. Pull the lever again. I got 4 new images. All right, this image, I want to do something with this. But then when I say I just want to variate this image, now all of a sudden I got to go through hurdles to iterate over it. Now, Midjourney has something that they can do some editing, and I have a tool, Invoke AI, that I've shown y'all that I use, and I can iterate and do my designs, and I can customize designs. And if a customer likes a specific edit but just wants to change one thing, I can change that one thing. So it's coming up with a workflow where you can still do design like you were in your Photoshop, but you can speed up and take on more clients. Now, for myself, where everybody else is like, "Oh, I'm a purist," you know where I heard that ish from? I heard that from the same people that told me that they weren't going to design with Dreamweaver because they would rather write code. You know who got a job and they didn't? Me. I got the job because my productivity was better than theirs. They would design one page in a week. I designed a page every day of the week. Who's getting more clients? And we don't think that that same ideal and mentality is about to happen again. For the companies who didn't get on the internet, where are they now? On the internet. All the ones that were shitting on it. For the companies that were, and business owners that were crapping all over all the producers who were using FL Studio, a new technology. Now where are they? All the producers are using FL Studio for the most part. The same thing is happening with AI right now, but we're still in the infancy. I think this doesn't mature till 27. I think that within 2 years, it will mature into a potentially multi-billion, if not close to $1 trillion industry. So of course I should teach this. The same way I should have taught graphic design for Photoshop when I first found Photoshop. But I was young. I didn't know anything in life. So I wasn't going to be helpful if I'm still trying to help myself. By the time I got into position, Photoshop was out. And I was already into Dreamweaver. But I couldn't teach nothing then. Because by the time I finally got my chops together, it was already out. It took 5 to 6 years, even 10 years of skill craft to be able to say, okay, I feel comfortable sharing with somebody. And then all of a sudden, now it's already out. That's the game we're dealing with in tech. Thankfully, this time around, because everything was in its infancy and because I was so early, I've been messing around with this stuff for the last 2 years. I'll talk about it. I'll share some links. I'll do a couple videos here and there. For the most part, I'm in the trenches, just using it in practical ways for business. Creating databases, creating data files, creating images, creating marketing campaigns, creating storyboards for commercials and or music videos. This is the bare minimum of end-to-end business. I'm selling physical products and digital products. And competing in a field I'm not supposed to be able to compete in. But this tech is mine, so I already knew it inside and out. Just by it's in my DNA. So, we're stuck here, and one of the things using the site that I have the prompts on, where you're able to see the prompts if you purchase, you've seen your prompts. The problem with the library is it's just a bunch of text. When you start working on AI agents, now all of a sudden these prompts that you need, you really can't get access to them as fast as you want. I'm learning that innately. So again, while you have a great library of prompts, I've used them. That to me is not enough for me. So because it's not enough for me and I need y'all to be where I'm at, you're getting a new tool that's going to get built out. I am building a searchable tool for the library of prompts so that not only will you have your business prompts, you'll have your image prompts, and you'll have your AI agents prompts, because some of them are way completely different. It's like taking these AI agents are pieces of these pieced together, like Lego blocks. So you can consider all the business prompts in the library right now are Lego blocks that have to be put together. And what I'm doing in the intro of AI agents is beginning to show you how to build those Lego blocks and giving you access to some basic building blocks to get content, marketing, media done agentically. Right? So, my problem, regardless of what phase we're in for this initial output for this quarter, is search. But to do that, I mean, that's not just search. Search is on top of the course, right? I need to search my courses and things in there. I need to be able to search the blog. I need to be able to search any pages. So, or I need to search what's in the blog and what's on these in the courses and what's on the pages and what's successful. Like, there's no data points that I can really use in the current platform, which, don't get me wrong, love system.io. Love it. Think it's dope. It's like Linktree. Think it's dope. But when you're looking to go next stage, or you're looking to be able to offer something that's functional for what I'm getting ready to do, what we're using right now, those tools don't work for us. I'm not just offering you a course. I need tools to be able to do what I'm doing in business, and those tools I'm running through this course. The same way as I'm running the ChatGPT prompts, I'm using those. The same way I'm using the image prompts, I'm using those. The same way I'm using building out the AI agents and what my beginning preliminary agents is what you're pretty much going to get. I'm building those, and I need an easy way to build those, and I need an easy way for you to be able to build those, because there's nothing to say that this question mark right now isn't in the future potentially a marketplace. Or something else. I don't know. That's why I have a question mark. It could be multiple things. And what I mean by marketplace, if you look at Fiverr, if you look at freelancer.com or freelance.com, if you look at Upwork, what happens if your agents have a repository where I may not have enough machines to be able to build out for the amount of jobs that come in? Because our goal is to actually go get a bunch of work. And we're already starting to see job descriptions come out that says, if you're an AI agent and you can read this, I need you to do these tasks and send it back to us. And if you can pass this test, then you get the job. We're giving $10,000 to $15,000 a year. So you mean to tell me I could have 10 agents out here doing $15,000 to $20,000 a year? Or $10 to $15,000 a year? I can have 5 agents doing that? Bet money. Let's go. And I know this ain't for a lot of people. That's why I have the courses. I don't want everybody to fucking have this. You out your freaking mind. Yes, I always say the same shit. If there's somebody that has a course and he's teaching to you, it's old. Or if it's not expensive, it's old. Now, this ain't expensive because I'm just starting. I'm not going to sit there and do that to y'all. But lo behold, best believe that everything that's coming out of the labs is specifically business to business centric, which means we are using it in the facility to earn more revenue, in the facility of getting clients, in the facility to be able to be more financially viable through this transition from physical labor to automated ones. The same shit we saw in the factories, right? It's the same shit we saw in the car dealerships, right? It's the same stuff we're seeing with the taxis, right? It's the same things we're seeing with the pilots and the planes, right? Automation. Now we're seeing it with white collar work. The executive office is actually now the first to go. After it's actually been the last, right? Because their minds have been important. But now the AI is like, your mind. I'm going to look at the books. This is why I wrote in my manifesto for Thor, the Toxic Hustle Organizational Runtime, back in 2016, 2017. That's the reason why I put that thing in place, because I saw what was about to happen. When I could tell a company I'm working for I'm doing their website and some graphic work and some PowerPoint presentation work, and I'm telling the CEO of a company, you know, your software in about 2 years not going to be important. Needless to say, I never got another job, but their company is no longer here. For those of y'all in the back that don't know, I've worked at multiple major Fortune 500 companies. And the reason why I left was because the last one, Canon, love y'all Canon, but at the same time, I netted you over $2 million in less than 3 years with my software. And they're still using it. So right now they're at 20 mil net plus. If I really feel like doing the math, but I ain't got time for that. And that is just from automation. That has nothing to do with AI. So when I tell you I saw automation, jumped on automation, cool. Now I see AI, I'm jumping on that early. And you put automation with it, that's what we're about to see. So if we go down what Toxic Hustle needs to do, or ToxicLabs, which is how we're going to work companies, as well as show y'all and teach y'all what we're doing to get companies and work their work. Courses right now are static pages that we have to build every single one of them. So why you haven't seen no new content, for those of you that have purchased already, and again, thank you so friggin' much for buying it. We're not gonna let you down, but we need to give you better, something better, because we're seeing right here in the agent mode that this right now, the way we have it for y'all, just don't work. And I can't get you here unless I fix this problem. So the last few weeks has been working on this issue. Even though y'all can't see it yet, and some of you are happy with it. I'm like, yo, this is great, Tredge. Yo, love all the prompts. Been using it. I never even knew they can do this. Great. There's more you're going to see that you can't see because you can't search. You can't use a keyword to go find something. And that keyword might bring you to a bunch of prompts that you can piece together, right? And I need to build a generator in the future on top of that data that's going to actually build out amazing prompts for us. Right? In real time, you'll be able to just build out a prompt. Not even have to wait on me. You'll just have more prompts. So part of the prompt library you're buying now is going to be one that just keeps building itself for the future. So when I say your updates are included, because it's going to keep updating itself. That's what I'm building. Not a system where I have to be Moni in the middle, word them up in the middle. What? No. And the courses you're going to see from other companies after, or other people after you finish looking at this one that we're doing, you're going to be like, what they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about? They ain't talking about nothing. Huh? They ain't talking about nothing. What? That's what we're going to be dealing with. That's it. So courses are static. That sucks right now, out loud, all the way. So we need something else, right? Because there's no templating. So when I build a page, whether it be a web page, whether it be a blog page, I'm spending minutes, if not 20, 30 minutes to build out a simple page, which should just grab it from the damn database and keep it moving. Grab the text, keep it moving, but you're not doing that. You're making me build these pages because everybody wants to be customizable and fancy. Dude, I'm just trying to get 100 pages out for a course, and I'm taking a month and change to get one course out with just a bunch of prompts. If I want to do something more like searchable and all that other stuff, well, now all of a sudden it's going to be a nightmare. So no templating, which means this is slow to create and it's slow to edit. So if I make an edit, I don't know where the edit is. I got to find that page. I got to go look for that prompt. If any of the prompts change, I can't just immediately change it because I don't know where the hell it is on that page with a whole bunch of damn prompts on it. So to be able to give you and myself the updates and keep version numbers of the prompts and update the prompts and the ones that work and get rid of the ones that don't work and the ones that are voted up. So we'll have a database for that. So to be able to do that, this entire lab site has to change. So that's what I've been working on and preparing for the last few weeks. I've actually finished off a full-fledged requirements document to be able to rebuild and build out the new stuff. So what's coming right now, the problem, another thing we have, no multiple forms. So if you go to the page, they can't have multiple forms. The right now, if I wanted to have a lead, it has to be a pop-up. So I just can't have something that you just fill in line, like an email, hit button, boom, you stay on the page, you can just keep reading. No, I have to build that my damn self. So if I have to build that myself, and I built another code myself, and I wrote another code myself, and I'm like, look, if I'm writing all this code, what am I actually using you for if you're slowing me down anyway? I got no search, no filter, what we talked about already. Portals. I want to be able to have y'all log into a portal, and based off of where you are. So again, the email. You might lead into liking something. Let's say you're a user, right? We have you in the system already as email. And let's say that you get interested in something that comes into the email and you click on it. I want to be able to tag that you're even interested in it, so one of the agents can be able to help. Or you get led down a direction where maybe you didn't know a specific thing that you're now interested in. So I want those opportunities for the system to be able to notify you when something new that you might be interested is there, or an update to something that you're interested is there. So I want that interaction point, but currently the way the system is with System IO, I can't do it. So to be able to have these portals, and this way you can have basically your own choose your own path type book, I need something else. And again, this is in support of business to business needs. Me being able to support my companies and clients and the clients I'm working with outside of just the labs and doing what we're doing, to be, this is again business resource. So I'm using this in the facilitation of doing work for companies. And I consider every single person buying the course a small business. And I believe that this is not franchisable, but instructable. No different than if we think about vocational schools that we've lost. I'm like, why don't we bring them back? This is what it looks like just in this age. You're not, we have all the vocationals that you need for all the other stuff until we get into robotics. That'll be the next one. We just ain't got no budget for it. Hence, we need funding. Hence, you have to have a product, subscription, or service. So in the future, what we're looking at is a business that scales. We'll be able to show you what tools we're using to be able to scale it. We're going to be able to show you what prompts we use to be able to do it. The images we're using to be able to get the marketing campaigns getting swaggy. Intro, like I said, intro to AI agents. I might even have an intro to programming on this, as well as potentially in the future a marketplace. So that's why I said we've got a question mark for one more thing that you're going to get with the prompt lab. Again, the link is in the description if you're interested. Go to labs.toxichustle.com, and if you go there, right there's the labs. This weekend I'm going to be working on the new site, so we're hopefully by Monday or Tuesday we'll have a beta of the new searchable prompt site. So that's my job the rest of this week. So again, when I go disappear until next week, potentially Monday, I'm going to try to do videos on Monday as well as Fridays. And I might do one again on like today, Wednesdays. Maybe Mondays, we'll see. I'm not going to over promise and under deliver. I just want to be able to get ish done. And as you can see with this tool, which I left the name right here, Obsidian, I actually have a note-taking tool that's going to get me to get projects done faster and get things to y'all faster. So as you can see in here, Toxic Hustle, I'm already beginning to migrate the courses in and begin to build a database for all of it. So I should have at least the library, this chat, the prompt lab up and running, hopefully by Monday, Tuesday. Depending on how much we can convert of the prompts, because they're not in a spreadsheet. They were just in a bunch of text files, pretty much what you saw on the screen. I took a week and just kind of made it pretty there. I'm going to redo everything, re-gut everything this week, and rebuild from scratch the entire prompt library. So you're going to get a brand new prompt library with searchability on a brand new beta site. I tested the code this last weekend as far as the platform we're going to be using, and it's going to allow me to kind of build it on the fly and I'll have room to add upgrades to it in the future. So it's not static, it's got a lot of flexibility, and I can also hook all of the automation systems in with it. So we're going to potentially have AI agents working on the site, building out material for you. So like other prompts, and also we're going to do in market strategies. So as we test market strategies and those market strategies are starting to work and we're seeing them work and we're grading them, those will get posted to the site and y'all be able to get up on that. So what we're going to be doing is we're creating a community site slash we're going to be working on getting the Discord. We have our own Discord, the Toxic Hustle Discord, and in there we'll have a Toxic Labs room, and we'll begin to allow people to get into that room and also get into our Toxic Labs free our you know main lobby room, and then we'll have a main lobby and we'll have the actual labs. The labs will be anybody that registers to the site, you'll get access to the labs, but there'll be a specific customer facing one that you'll get access to once we finish off the automation. So once we get that done, you'll be able to get access to that. So again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. This is more of an update to kind of let you know the business tides are turning to and towards AI. Businesses are beginning to request serviceable work, and we're looking at potentially by this summer it being a feeding frenzy for a bunch of smaller businesses that are now interested. So we want to get y'all ready, and this is at least going to get us done by the first quarter, and then we can start figuring out our future quarters. Again, I want to thank y'all for taking time to watch this video. I am going to be way more organized in the future, as you can see with where we are with Obsidian, and there's going to be way more products rolled out faster. And now we're going to have things that, again, like I said, a lot of people said that they love the prompts the way they are. They love the library. I want to give you something better because you need it if you're going to do agents. And with that, I want to thank you for spending time with me tonight. I'm going to talk to you I'll talk to you next week after I get the new site up and running. So again, thank y'all. And for those of you again who purchased, thank you so much. Link is in the description if you're interested. And I'll see you again next week. Peace.